join the Northern Health Region at that level of restriction. So there we'll be limiting public and private group gatherings to a maximum of 5. Capacity limits of 50% in restaurants, bars, retails, museums, galleries, and libraries. Schools will be making blended learning options available for 9 to 12, and voluntary remote learning options will be available for K to 8. Reducing spectator options for sporting recreation activities to 25% of the site's usual capacity. We're requiring contact information collection for visitors, attendees at museums, galleries, libraries, movie theaters, and concert halls. And this means that every region in a province, with the exception of Winnipeg Metro Region, is now at the restricted level or orange. And so this will include mandatory masks in all indoor public places as well. We have expanded the restriction for religious and faith-based gatherings in the orange region as well. These will be down to 20% of maximum capacity, or a maximum of 250 individuals, the lesser of which applies. And this is a reduction from 30% capacity to 500 person max. The second change moves the Winnipeg Metro Region to critical, or level red on the PRS. At the critical level, the following expanded restrictions will be in force. All restaurants and bars will be closed to in-person dining. Takeout, drive-through, and delivery will be allowed. Grocery stores and pharmacies will continue at their current 50% capacity. There are no changes in this area to reduce any impact on food security and to prevent unnecessary stock piling or panic buying. However, all other retail will be reduced to 25% of usual capacity, or a 5-person max, whichever is higher. These limits do not include employees. But if possible, we recommend households reduce the number of people who go shopping. Capacity at cultural and religious gatherings in the Winnipeg region under red will be reduced to 15% of capacity, or 100 people max, whichever is lower. All recreational facilities, indoor and outdoor sports facilities will be closed. Gyms and fitness centers will see capacity reduced to 25% of usual capacity, and masks will be mandatory even while exercising. VLTs and other gaming establishments will be closed. I'm encouraging all Manitobans to stay home as much as possible. And this includes individuals who have jobs that allow them to work from home. These restrictions are essential for us to get on top of the cases that we've been seeing in our region. They'll be legally enforced 12:01 on Monday, but that doesn't stop any of us from implementing them immediately. We see the numbers. We've seen the climb in transmission, especially in the Winnipeg region. We need to get on top of this now. Stay home as much as possible. When going out for essential reasons, try to limit the number of family members that are attendant, preferably just one if possible. Limit your social activity outside your household. Stay home when you're ill. And this is something that we knew was going to be vital to our success in the summer months when we started discussing this. And we know many examples in recent times where this just hasn't occurred. And so we can't express that enough, to stay home when you're ill, even if it's only mildly ill. Practice those typical fundamentals, washing hands as frequently as you can. Practice physical distancing, wear masks, indoor public places. These are all those fundamentals that can reduce the amount of transmission, and we need to act now to limit these numbers that we're seeing. We need to do this to ensure we can have people still going to work. We still want kids to be able to go to school. We need to protect our healthcare workers who have been on the front line of this right from the beginning of this pandemic and have been there for all of us and doing their part to keep us safe. We need to protect them as we move forward. So I'm going to provide an update on the data for today. We're reporting 3 additional deaths, a male in his 80s from Winnipeg, a female in her 80s from Winnipeg, and a female in her 90s from Winnipeg. These cases are all linked to the Parkview Place outbreak. And I want to extend my condolences to those families and loved ones for these losses. And that includes to the family and loved ones of the individual whose death we announced yesterday. The current 5-day COVID test positivity rate in Manitoba is 8.6%. There are 480 new cases that we are announcing as of 9:30 a.m. Today. We do have to note that the 480 cases that we're announcing today are distributed over the last number of days due to a backlog in the epi and surveillance unit. And so I can just break down some of that backlog in cases. So as October 25th, there are 2 cases, 2 of these 480. October 26th was 4. October 27 was 44 cases. October 28, 193 cases. And October 29, 237. And this is that backlog in data entry. We do have additional staff that have been immediately shifted to that area and are working very diligently on getting that back. The Winnipeg regional test positivity rate today is 9.7%. And so this data is smaller sample size. There's some issues with the denominator on the regional test positivity rates, but certainly the trend is in the wrong direction when you look at Winnipeg.